Hey, what's going on? I'm Apprentice Namand, and I help those with severe inflammation naturally beat the swelling, pain, and energy drain so they can live their best life. Today's video, we're doing a review on Waiakea Water to see how good it is for our health. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Go ahead and start pouring this. And this is the water from the volcanoes of Hawaii. So this will be really interesting to try out. Hawaii volcanic water. It's supposed to be naturally alkaline with electrolytes. And we're going to be testing it against our electrolyzed reduced water. See how well it does. Alright, so the very first thing we're going to be testing it for is antioxidants. Alright? And in order to know this, we got to know that there's oxidizing things all around us. Okay, the air that we breathe, the foods that we eat, even electronics are oxidizing us. And those things create sickness, dis-ease, and rust in the body. It makes us age quicker. Okay, so we want to consume a water that has an antioxidant, which is going to be negatively charged, full of full of energy. Right, so it's going to prevent us from rusting. And it's going to bring down that inflammation. And to test that, we're going to use this Orp Meter. And so if we see a positive number when we turn this on, that means it is oxidizing. See, just like the air that we have right now, right? However, if we see a negative number, that means it's an antioxidant, all right? So let's see how Waiakea, how this water does. All right, so if you take a look, this water is oxidizing. It is a 306, 307, right? This is very oxidizing water. Hopefully it's not from the volcano. All right, let's check it out against our electrolyzed reduced water. And, oh wow, look at that. Negative jumps immediately, check that dash. Jumps immediately to a negative 8.6, 8.10. All right, so just to make sure this wasn't a fluke or anything, let's go back to the Waiakea water. And yep, it is jumping up pretty quick as being oxidizing. Yep, so this is oxidizing. This is Waiakea, and so just from that test alone, I don't really need to test it for anything else because it's not worth drinking. So, but despite that, I have two other tests to do, so let's check out the second one on alkalinity. Alrighty, on for our test on alkalinity. This is test number 2 for this water, and we all have been learning about pH thanks to the media and bottled water industries talking about pH, right? So our water, we're going to test it. We're going to use these pH drops here, and if we see a red, or orange, or yellow, that means it is acidic and it's eating the minerals in our body. However, if we see a blue, a purple, or a dark purple, that means it is alkaline. All right, let's go ahead and see what we get when we put these drops in. All right, I need a straw. Let me grab a straw real quick. All right, so it looks like we have a nice, maybe an 8 as far as the Waiakea water, Waiakea, all right? And then this one we have is around in between like a 9 and a 10, right? So anytime when I see this happen, I want to see how strong it is at battling acidity, okay? And so I'm going to use my breath, blow into the water to both of these, and we're going to see if it changes color or anything, all right? Let's see what happens here. Oh wow, that was pretty quick. All right, so it looks like it's a neutral, maybe a little less than neutral, right? Yeah, so it's slightly acidic once you get down to it. Trying to see if there's anything in here. It looks like there's some calcium. They say it's a typical analysis, right? So there's bicarbonate, sodium, calcium, magnesium, potassium. So all these things are naturally in your water, right? But they don't say if they add anything specifically. Okay, so we tested it and we blew into it. It came out a little under neutral. Neutral 7 is neutral, by the way. So let's go ahead and check this water out. All right, so it's not changing, right? And the reason why I do this is because we consume things all the time. We're consuming cookies and ice creams and burgers and fries and all those types of things. And all those things, a lot of those things are acidic. And so we want to consume water that neutralizes that acidity and keeps our body, specifically our blood, slightly alkaline, okay? And so if we're consuming things that are pretending to be alkaline, that are filled up with minerals and things like that, I'm not sure if this one is or not because they don't really show the ingredients. But if we're consuming, either way, if we're consuming like a neutral water, we want to consume something that's more alkaline to bring balance to all the acidic things that we're consuming. All right, so there you have it for our second test. It looked good in the beginning, but when we gave it some acidity, it wasn't able to withstand it. This water is able to. Clearly, it's still purple. Let's go ahead and take a look at that third test, which is superior hydration. All right, on to our third and final test, which is superior hydration. In order to do this one, we are going to make tea. Like what? Yeah, we're going to make some tea. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're like, well, Prentice, in order to make tea, you got to boil water. Well, that's how you got to do it for a lot of tap waters and things like that, right? But we shouldn't have to do that. Like, why are we boiling the water? The reason why is because we want the water to be small enough to go through the tea bag, pull out the nutrients, and actually essentially make tea, right? So let's see if that actually happens though with our water, right? Let's go ahead and try it with Waikiki, and this is a representation, well, not Waikiki, Waiakea, okay? I gotta practice saying that. But your water should be small enough to actually pass through your cells to push out that waste and bring in nutrients. So this is a good representation of that. All right, so as we do this, let's see. Gotta bounce up and down a little bit, which we shouldn't have to do to get hydrated, but nonetheless, let's get it going here. And we are starting to get some tea. A little bit, it's taking some work. Right? Taking some work, but man, that does not look like, looks like a tea light, right? So, let's go ahead and try it with the electrolyzed reduced water. And look at that, like it immediately makes a tea. It's darker, way darker. It didn't take as much time. And I know what you're probably thinking, you're like, well, Prentice, the bag was wet. All right, so let's try it one more time. The bag is already wet now. And let's go ahead and try it here with Waiakea tea. See what we're able to get. And as you see, we're not getting the same thing, right? And we should have to jump up and down in order to get hydrated. And this time the bag was already wet. So just to show you it wasn't some kind of a trick, there we go. It's actually working. So even if we put a little bit of water here, we're able to make tea. So the water is there. The problem is, or the tea is there. The problem is the water is too big, right? So you're dealing with different sizes of water here. So this is a smaller, restructured water. And the Waiakea tea is simply just too big. Okay, so think about that. If you're trying to get, if you're taking supplements and you want to actually get into your cells to provide the nutrients that you need, you want a water that's going to actually be able to transport into your cells, not have it just sit in your stomach. Okay, and so this water has some challenges doing that. So it looks like maybe about 10% of it or so is actually entering your body, which means you're going to spend more money on this water to actually get hydrated. because it'll take more of it in order to fill that. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap of this water. Alright, so we tested this water for 3 specific things. The first one was antioxidants. We saw that this water is oxidizing us, so ultimately it's creating more sickness, dis-ease in our body, and it's leading to rust, okay? The second thing we tested for was alkalinity, and while it looked alkaline initially, the moment we started drinking this water and we're using it to neutralize the acidity in a lot of the sweets, the sugars, the smoking, the alcohol, those kinds of things, we find out that it's really not that strong, and it ends up not really helping us in the way that we need it to. Third thing we tested for was not alkalinity, but superior hydration, and we saw that it doesn't really hydrate us. It hydrates us maybe 10, maybe 15%, and so we end up having to spend more money buying water because we're not feeling hydrated. All right, there you have it. That's my review on Waiakea Water. So we gotta have to say aloha to this water. And now that we know better, we can start doing better. You want to know more about the best water to have, and if you care about the water you're drinking, check out what I have for you coming up, and I'll chat with you soon. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and you learned a little something about the waters that we tested here today. Please take a moment to share this video with someone you care about who is also drinking this water. Finally, if you are serious about improving your health and the waters that you drink, click the link in the description below to access my Water Wellness Masterclass. In this masterclass, you will discover the truth about the waters we drink, the effects our water has on our health, and how you can have the world's best water in the comfort of your home and save thousands of dollars as a result. Alright, go ahead, click that link in the description below, access that masterclass, and I will see you there real soon.